everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Christina. I'm here in my lovely office, and I have a really special treat for you all. I have some special guests, but before I let them introduce themselves and tell you what they're doing here, because they're so very excited to be on this week's edition of Coffee with Christina, I wanted to just share with you all how amazing it is that we have volunteers that give of their time to come and volunteer here at St. Jude's Ranch for Children. So let me tell you a little bit about that. And so we have local volunteers that live here in Boulder City or in Las Vegas that will come out and volunteer their time at our thrift store or in the chapel or just like in our mail room, because we get so many donations, which is so amazing. We're so grateful to those people. A lot of them do live here in Boulder City, so if you're watching, thank you all so much. And then we have this really special group of volunteers that I think the first time that I got this information, like, we have snowbirds. And I was like, snowbirds? What does that mean? And then they're like, well, it's people who are trying to get away from the snow. And I was like, oh, okay, so I get that. So we have some lovely snowbirds next to me. So basically what happens is that when it starts snowing other places, people want to leave where they live and come hang out with us in lovely Boulder City, because even though we had snow last week, or yeah, I think it was last week, it's not very normal. You don't need a jacket to go outside. Actually, my door's open right now because the weather is so lovely. So snowbirds are people from around the country who love St. Jude's Ranch for Children and got connected to us for various, in various ways will come and volunteer for a period of time. And so welcome our amazing volunteers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. I asked them, would you please do this? And they kind of looked at me like, I don't really know how excited I am to be on Coffee with Christina, but thank you for joining us. So why don't you introduce yourselves, maybe share with our viewers a little bit about who you are, where you came from, and then we'll maybe talk about a couple other things.
Okay. My name is Patty Jakes. I'm originally from Michigan. I started coming here 2004, and I have come out here for 2 months every single year. I originally came for 10 years with my father, and now I come with my brother, Alan.
Yay!
Okay, and I'm Alan Jakes. I live in South Carolina. My sister asked me to come out here and try to work out here as a volunteer. I'll be here February and March, and I think this is what, Patty's 16th year. I don't know if I'll make it 16 years, but if I get asked back, I'll probably be coming back.
It's a challenge.
So awesome. It's a challenge. 16 years, my goodness.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of changes, and I'm sure sometimes even from one year to another you show up and you're like, okay, what's going on with St. Jude's Ranch, right? And then you heard Christina's back and you're like, oh my gosh, she's
That's
back.
Right. That's
but
exactly right.
What are some of the reasons that over 16 years that you've continued to come back, which is just so amazing?
Well, a long time ago, I decided to not only tithe my 10%, I also tithe 10% of my life. 10% of 10 months is.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at that.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
You didn't know that either. Alan's just here for the ride.
He doesn't know much.
Whoa. See, brother and sister love right here. That's what's going on.
Right.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'll be nice.
Yeah. So what's Patty, like, what's a memorable moment that you've had? I mean, I don't know if there's just one that stands out, but has there been some moment that's happened over the years that you were like, wow, that was really amazing?
When they broke ground for the crossings, St. Jude's crossings on Tropicana and McLeod, that was so awesome. We had our foot on the shovel and took pictures, and I've never been to anything like that, so that was really cool.
How cool. And, since 2012, when Crossings opened, which is our homeless youth center, we've served hundreds and hundreds of young people
Yes.
that otherwise would be homeless and living on the streets. And so I'm so thankful, that it's still there and it's
Yeah.
doing great. And we continue to serve so many young people because that dirt lot that was a
Yes.
dirt lot forever was
Yes.
converted into space to help young people. So that's a
Mhm.
pretty cool, memorable moment.
Yep.
Alan,
Yep.
this is your first year with us.
Yes.
Have you had any of those memorable moments? Not the ones where you're like, what did my sister get me into? Right? Because I'm sure those happen.
Like when she drags me gambling.
Yeah. Shh, don't tell anybody about
Yes.
that.
That's right. It's
Only
Vegas.
if you
It's
win.
Vegas. We don't gamble.
Yeah.
We go out to eat. A
Yes.
lot.
But tell me, have you had any moments where you've been like, wow, I didn't, you didn't expect it, or something really awesome happened?
Yes. We had to. Well, we didn't have to. We were volunteered to help out at a big fundraiser they had at is it South Highlands?
Southern Highlands, our
Southern
golf
Highlands.
tournament.
Golf tournament, and at the award ceremony at the end of it, I was very impressed by this young lady, Diamond. She was one of the children that they helped here at the ranch. She's very well spoken, a lot better spoken than I am, and she gave a lot of insight into all the real good work that is done here. Just how well she handles herself. It's a tribute to all their good work here.
Aw, well, thank you. She is pretty awesome.
Yes.
We love when our young people can tell their own story, right? And just share even just a few minutes about, what they've learned here, or, and yeah, I mean, my goodness, Diamond is quite an amazing young woman,
She
and
is.
we have so many other incredible young people throughout over all the years, right? Have just gone on to do really amazing things in their lives. So it's so cool. So that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool moment. I'm glad you got to be part of that.
I am too. I wish somebody would have won the what was it? There was a couple of cars.
The
There was a
Land
lady-
Rover or the
Yes.
Jaguar, yes, that would have been lovely, right, for the hole-in-one.
Yes.
I did hear that actually nobody won the hole-in-one, which
Right.
would have been really cool. But somebody actually hit the Jaguar with the golf ball, is what I heard.
Oh.
I don't know how that would have happened because I think the cars were kind of behind, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
the-
that shouldn't have happened.
One of the balls hit the pole at the and bounced
Yes,
back.
and bounced
It didn't go in the
back.
hole.
Oh,
It
okay.
bounced back for the hole
The
in
flag.
one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I was on hole 12, and it had they were 6 inches away from the hole.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. That's,
Well, that was a fun tournament, even though it was a little bit cool out there. But thanks again to all of the individuals. We had 61 golfers that day, so we were pretty proud. That was our first golf tournament ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say we made a hole in one.
Yeah.
We did a good
Right.
job. Did you
Yeah.
get that?
Yeah, got it.
very successful.
So very cool.
Yeah.
Well, any other things that you'd like to share about volunteering or why St. Jude's is so awesome?
Well, they do so many different vignettes of good deeds around town, and for a long time around the country. So it's an amazing place here.
It's awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, really enjoying it, and we still have a month left,
Yeah.
and it's just a learning experience that if you ever have a chance to do something like this, they do good work. There's plenty of other places that need volunteers also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volunteering is a pretty special way to give back. So we're so
Exactly.
grateful to you both. And this morning we had a breakfast, a volunteer appreciation breakfast at the Boulder Dam Hotel, right? Somebody's screaming outside. My door's open. We're like, who's screaming? What's going on?
It sounds like a ball game.
Yeah, I don't know
On
what's
TV.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyhow, I'm a little bit distracted. Sorry, because I'm like, who's yelling? But anyways, this morning we had a volunteer appreciation breakfast, just as a small token of appreciation for our volunteers. We're so grateful for all the work that they do. It's hours that we can translate into a value, which you might know this, you might not know this, But, you know, we get a lot of grants from the federal government, from the state, local, and when we get grant dollars, we have to match those, sometimes dollar for dollar, or sometimes we have to match it at like, say, 20% or 25% or some number. And the way we do that is lots of different ways, but one way is by counting the volunteer hours. Because your hours equates into a value, right? If we had to pay somebody to come in and do the kinds of things that you all are helping us with, it would cost us money. And so because of your volunteer time, we're able to leverage and demonstrate a match. And so beyond the day-to-day help that you do for us, it was just so important, beyond helping us sort through things and organize things that wait till the next year till you come back to get organized. It does let us meet our grant requirements of match. So we're so grateful for that.
Good.
Okay.
So
Very
see,
cool.
you didn't even know. See, you're just
something
given
new.
in so many ways.
There
So
you go.
anyways, well, thank you all for tuning in for this week's Coffee with Christina. We are, we're already in the first week of March. Can you believe that? Mark your calendars. We have a couple things coming up. March is kind of quiet for us, which is good, but we've got a lot of planning underway because April is a super busy month for us. So please mark your calendars. I have 3 special dates to share. Saturday, April, let's see if I can get these right. Saturday, April 7th, 6th, Saturday, April 6th, National Sibling Day at Tivoli Village. We want to celebrate the relationship, the awesome relationship between brothers and sisters. Look at that.
I don't know if that's going to work.
Even though they're razzing each other, but this is what comes with brothers and sisters, right? So National Sibling Day, really highlighting how many children that are living in foster care, that are living separated from their brothers and sisters, that might not have the opportunity to do cool things like volunteer with their brother or their sister, and that sometimes grow up apart from each other, and we think that's really not acceptable. And so we want to pay tribute to Sibling Day, much like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Grandparents' Day, but there is a National Sibling Day. And so we love to celebrate that. So that's the first one. Then on Saturday, April 20th? I don't know, is the Easter event on a Saturday or a Sunday?
April 20th.
April 20th, we have our annual Easter celebration on our campus. Hundreds of people show up, and we put out lots of eggs for the kids, and there can be egg hunt time for different age ranges, and the stage comes up, and we have entertainment and some small things that people can purchase for donation, but it's a great time. And we might have an extra special treat on April 20th, so plan to come to the ranch. We've had some things under construction that are going to be revealed that day, so you might want to come. And then the very following weekend on Sunday, April 28th, is our amazing Wine, Women, Shoes event. I said it earlier, wine, women, and shoes. Do I need to say anything else?
Exactly.
Right? There's nothing else to say there, right?
I'm excited.
Other than 2 things, actually, I will share. Guys that show up, it is the place to be. If you're a guy that's at Wine, Women, Shoes, you're a pretty smart fella. That this is a good place to hang out for the day, right? Wine, Women, Shoes is an amazing vet. Number 1. Number 2, you don't have to drink wine. You don't have to drink alcohol. There's plenty of other things to do than do wine tasting, which happens at the event. So if you are kind of turned off by that, like, oh, I'm not, we're into women and we're into shoes, right? So everybody has to wear shoes. But if you're not into wine, it's okay. There's space for everyone. So April is a really busy month for us. So I hope you save the dates to join us on all of that. So again, thank you all for joining me. It wasn't that painful, right? It wasn't that painful, right? See, painless. Thank you for tuning in for this week's Coffee with Christina, and we will see you next week. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.